Hi friends, I'm Ashley. Welcome to Darling Cottage Diary. Today we're going to be making a sweet little curtain out of this beautiful new tissue paper that I got to wrap my shop products in. I recently had to order some shipping supplies and I was way too excited to find this beautiful toile de juillet type of tissue paper, and I knew I had to make something out of it, and I've had a lot of requests lately for homemade ephemera, so I thought I would also showcase this very beautiful handmade journal and fabric cover. It's a canvas material and it has this vintage lace pocket on the front and the back, and then I designed the cover itself. So, and then of course the little charm is a little shell and some gold and blue check glass beads and some freshwater pearls. I just wanted to make something very, very pretty. I've got 2 of them listed in my shop if y'all are interested. So this beautiful tissue paper to go out with any of my orders is the perfect shade of blue in my opinion. And very shortly after I ordered that, I saw that that same company makes multiple colors, so I'm very excited to go back and get multiple colors of this because tissue paper is one of the best things to use for ephemera in my journals, at least. I have a couple of tutorials about how to adhere this to fabric, make envelopes out of them, like all kinds of stuff. Tissue paper is very versatile. So I figured in mine, I did make one of these covers for myself because I needed to try it out, and this one has a few little problems in it, and so I kept it because this was my trial one. And then I put my waste book tutorial journal in here. This one has kind of become a movie story. I don't know, it's kind of become the art journal that I put a lot of my favorite stories in. And I've also got a couple of devotionals to like the Norse gods, which I've got one of those brewing, and I'm very excited to make that one because I'm not quite finished putting all the pieces in my head. But if you missed any of these, I'll put as many of them as I can linked in the video in the little iCards up top. But this one was for Freya, the last one was for Thor, and then I had like Crimson Peak and the Raven, all of those. So lots of good stories. Anyway, so I wanted to make this pretty tissue paper into a curtain. I don't know about y'all, but a swathed up, like rich curtain in a house just feels so luxurious to me. I love going to old Victorian manors, and it's thick, sumptuous fabric, and there's something about the way that it lays, and I have them in my living room. They're not as fancy as having them done by anybody. I did shorten them myself and hem them, but I don't know, I just like the look of it. They're far more cozy than something like blinds or in any other window coverings, window treatments. So I thought it would be fun to use that as a way to kind of maybe hide, if you want to hide, but decorate part of your writing journal. I wasn't kind of in the mood to do just a full art page this weekend, so I did one side that was an art page that kind of was kind of the inspiration for what I was writing about, or maybe vice versa. And it helped hide the writing so that, you know, if you're writing something personal, or you have an art page on one side and you kind of want to disguise the other side, but you still have some words that you need to get out on the page, figured this would be a good project for that. And it's real simple. You just, depending on how big it is, you want to size it properly to your page so it's not hanging off. And then you want to fold it back and forth to create the illusion of it being pulled back on the bar that you have it hanging from. And then I'm going to sew it because it was just easier for me. You could certainly use staples or glue, or you could probably even do some double-sided tape if it was the real strong kind, and just lay it on top of it with those pleats pleats, that's the word I was looking for. And adhere it like that. But I really like the security and the aesthetic of the sewn pleats. And it also makes it a piece that you can move around in that way too. You can, if you adhere it straight to the page, it has to stay on that page. If you wanted to create like a floating curtain inside your journal, you could sew it and attach a little clip to the back, like a paper clip to the back, and move it around depending on what you wanted to do with it. You could adhere that. You could make a solid like pocket underneath it and kind of have it a hidden curtain pocket. I think that would be cute. I feel like this is a very versatile little idea. And you could obviously also use fabric, but fabric can be really bulky and tissue paper is much lighter. You could also do this with a really pretty paper napkin, like a serviette. So yeah, there's just some ideas that I had for making this. And also I've had some people in the comments irritated that I've been talking a lot in my videos, and it's divided. I've done polls on YouTube for whether y'all like the talking videos better or the quiet videos. It is a dead even split. So this and the last two videos I've done where I've been talking, I am compiling those into the very long quiet, like the hour-long ASMR videos. That'll be posted probably next week. So it'll be next week or the week after, depending on what's going on with me next weekend. But I am going to post this as with no voiceover, just for any of you who like those. But anyway, so after sewing it, you can glue it or do any of those other things. You could also keep it flat like this and just, do your writing or whatever you want underneath it and close the journal. I wanted it to kind of be pulled and swathed up because I like that look with, tied back with a pretty lace ribbon or some thread and have a little pretty bow on there. So that, again, is up to you. I liked the look of it pulled back and having the little charm on there, but also having the writing peeking through, but you can't really read it unless you lift the curtain up. So I hope you enjoy this. I will pipe down now and just pop in and out as the video goes on. So you can probably see that this page is quite ruffled. It has some ink coming through from the previous page, and I thought about covering it with a cardstock, like pre-printed cardstock page or something else, but I honestly really didn't want to. I was not in the mood to do a bunch of cutting and layering today. I needed to do a little painting and some stickers and some writing. And if you work with mixed media, let me know in the comments what your most comfortable medium is. Of like, you like to try all kinds of different things, but when it comes down to it, there are some that they're comfortable and you don't have to think about it, and they provide the most relaxing benefits. I almost didn't film this yesterday because I was really stressed out. I've been really stressed out really since the holidays stopped and returning to work, and I've just had a lot of things going on, and I haven't been able, my normal things that I know help haven't been working lately. And if you're an anxious person, you might relate in that you can feel, it can be a little scary when your normal comfort things that usually calm you down and kind of reset your nervous system stop working because you've had a buildup of stresses, or you're not able to do your self-care to maintain your low anxiety levels. And I've been going through that, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's part of life, and that's part of being resilient, and that's part of exercising. That's that part of our mind and our body. It's good to know that you can do well even under pressure, but at some point you have to come out of it and rest and take care of yourself. And so I'm kind of in that stage of, hey, it's okay, let's relax. It's okay. And so that's what I told myself when I sat down. It's like, I'm going to do this cute little tissue paper curtain that I've wanted to do for weeks, and just do a little painting and a little stickers and a little writing. And that's all we're going to do today. And telling myself that was a big, it kept me from checking out. And so it kept me from just saying, no, I'm not going to do it. So if you similarly do that, what is it that you like to sit down and do that you know will make you feel better? Is it painting? Is it sketching? Is it writing? Is it origami? Is it, folding a cute little flippy book? Is it stitching something, like hand stitching something? That's another one for me that I really love, is sitting down and hand stitching a little something, like some hexies for a quilt or something. Let me know in the comments. Anyway, so, and part of what will be writing later is trying to remind myself that, hey, you haven't been taking care of yourself. If you need to, we're going to start up our artist dates again because you've been putting those off for a couple of months and you've gotten way too stressed out about a lot of things. We need to remember what calms us down. I mean, we need to return to happy place. And so the perspective I had in mind was sitting outside in a garden at a table that has a pretty tablecloth on it, which is also what this this paper reminded me of, this tissue paper reminded me of, that has a pretty view of a nice house, and we're in sitting under a canopy of trees, having tea, and maybe reading a book. And that is a happy place for me. And then the little curtain too kind of reminded me, oh, well, inside this house, we would have these pretty adornments around the windows, and everything is soft lighting and candles and all the things that make me feel calm. So these washi stickers are really beautiful. I haven't used them very much because I can also tell when I'm getting too stressed, because I stop using things because I'm saving them for later. That is such a bad habit to break when you're that kind of person, of trying to save your nice things. I can fully go buy another one of these. It's not going to break me. It's an investment in feeling better. It's an investment in making myself happy. But I've had it sitting on my desk and I have been using them because I'm like, they're so pretty. I don't want to use them on the wrong thing. And there's multiple of each sticker in the roll, and I was still feeling this way. I was like, okay, I'm really at a stopping point of needing to sit down and do this. And so I love these. And then I also created a new sticker sheet that will be in my shop. And if you're in Ephemera Club, you'll be getting this sticker sheet. It's like my it's my tea time, ladies tea 2.0 sticker sheet. And I think I'm gonna shrink the cutting edge on it because it came out a little thick around some of them. Like the white part came out a little thick around some of them. But I really like how this one turned out. The words say tea makes everything better, which is one of my my internal mantras. Like, tea makes everything better. Just sit down and have some tea and read a magazine and you'll feel better when you're done. So these are all watercolors mimicking some teapots and sugar bowls and cups and saucers in my own collection, my own antique collection. And so that was the inspiration for today. Anyway, I will hush and let you listen to the rest in a quiet way. I hope you all have a wonderful week, and if you make it to the end, please leave me a teapot or a window or something to let me know. Yeah, we'll do that. Teapot if the little scene is your favorite, or a window if the little curtain is your favorite page. Anyway, thank you all so much for being here. I'll see you next Sunday. Bye, friends.